Hi, my name is Delmarshae. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I want to start off by saying that I'm not affiliated with any sorority or any Greek society or the Freemasons or anything like that. I've never been part of a sorority, so I don't know anything about that life, that culture, or anything like that. The reason that I wanted to talk about this subject is because I've been seeing a lot where people are saying they're denouncing their affiliation with different sororities or different fraternities, and that kind of made me curious as far as why. And a lot of people were saying because of their Christian belief, that's why they're denouncing their association with the sororities, because they're seeing that it goes against what their Christians' belief are, or what the Bible say, how the Bible say they should conduct themselves based on what's going on in the sororities or the fraternities. The closest I can say, well, not close really, but my mom told me that my grandfather, her father, was a Freemason. I never got to meet him because he passed away before I was born, so I never met him. But I have had conversation with a couple people that have been in the Freemasons, well, are currently in Freemasons. And me being nosy, I wanted to know, what's so secret about the secret society. Believe me, one person was drunk, and they would not tell me anything about what was going on. I'm talking, they was drunk. And they wouldn't even tell me what was going on in that society. And the only association that I know as far as being with a fraternity, I have a cousin that I think it's Q Dog, where they have the branding, and he got the branding and everything. But I never really asked him what was the process or anything like that. But that's the only thing I can say I know about either the fraternity, sorority, or Freemasons. But like I said, I have been hearing things about the Freemasons for a while as far as it being an occult. But whether it is or it isn't, I don't know. But I did do some research, and I came across information for sororities where it's getting, I'm assuming, because like I said, I never been a part of the sorority life, so I don't know what their orientation is like, or what information they have to say when they're going through the process of becoming whatever their sorority that they pledge. But according to the information that I was reading, the oath they have to say, it does go against what the Bible says. Because according to the Bible, there's only one way to God, and that's through Jesus. And in the Bible, God said, you can't serve two masters. You will love one and end up hating the other. And God also said He's a jealous God. He only wants you serving Him. So if you're choosing to be, like I said, I'm not for or against any of these societies, because I truly don't know what goes on within these societies. There's a lot of rumors, but like I said, I really don't know. So what I'm basically saying is this: if you're choosing to go into these societies, unfortunately, you don't really know what's going on until you're in it, because it is secret, and these orientations and all these different things, they're secret until you're actually in there. And so it's like you might be pledging something that if you knew what it was about up front, you wouldn't do it. So just be, kind of be mindful of what's going on, and kind of understand what it is about the sorority, the fraternity, or if you're invited to be a Freemason, or I forgot what they call the women that are associated with the Freemason. So if you're, I think it's Morning Star, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But just kind of understand what the society is offering, that you can't get outside of that. It's like, why do you really want to pledge these sororities or fraternities or be a part of the organization? And your reasoning for doing that, does it align with your Christian values? Like I said, I did come across some information, and I read some of what they're saying that you have to say during your orientation, and the oath that you have to say, and it's basically like you're giving an oath for life. And the only one as a Christian that you're supposed to be indebted to for life is God. You know, if your ultimate decision to, as far as being a Christian, is to die to go to heaven, then that's the only person that you need to be serving. Even God don't want you to make an oath to him. You have a choice to be a Christian or not be a Christian. That's your choice. You know, yes, he wants to help you save your soul so you can, you know, ascend to heaven when you die. But at the same time, it's still your choice in the end. But at the same time, when it comes to Christianity, you have the opportunity to pick up a Bible at any point in time, read it for yourself to see what it's like to be a Christian. At any point in time, if you want to go to church, you can go into church. Or if you want to watch something on the internet that is Christian material, they're talking about the Bible, they're talking about Jesus, or you want to join some type of forum where you can ask questions back and forth, you have that opportunity before you go head first or head in or all in to be a Christian. You at least you know what you're getting into with being a Christian. Yes, unfortunately, there are some preachers out there that misquote the Bible. Yes, unfortunately, there's some preachers out there that they can care less about God. They can care less about your soul. The only thing they want to do is they just want this religion to benefit them as far as their lifestyles, their money, their fame. Some preachers get to the point where they care more about fame, accumulating fame, than they do accumulating how many souls they done help or how many people they done pointed in the right direction, because they use. A man cannot save your soul. You know, like I said, it's only one way to God, and that's through Jesus. So the only thing they can do is give you the right information to allow you to make that decision. And then if you're choosing to be a Christian, you have to establish a relationship with God. And that's by reading the Bible for yourself, as well as staying in constant communication. You know, you have to put God first and stay in constant communication with him. And always ask him to give you discernment on things you should do, or discernment on things you can choose. As that relationship get established, as you build with that relationship, your discernment level will keep going up and up and up to help you make the right decision, to help get the right people in your life, to help you make right decisions in your life, to keep you in the right direction and on the right path. So I wanted to say that as far as, like I said, just kind of be mindful of the choices you're making when you're going into these fraternities or sororities or wherever it might be, or Freemasons, and understand, according to what I read, and like I said, always do your own research, but according to what I read, it's a lot of oath and it's a lot of God's, lowercase g, that they reference to as far as who they're committing themselves to. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is idol. And idol, like in the Bible, when it was talking about idols, they was talking about more or less man-made sculptures of their gods who they worship. And like even with the Israelites, when Moses was up on the mountain getting the 10 Commandments from God, all the gold they collected when they was leaving out of Egypt, they took that gold, melted it, and made a calf who they started worshiping. They wouldn't even give Moses a chance to even come down from the mountain to give God's rules, because they were so in a hurry to have a God to worship that they created their own. I don't understand how you make a God out of gold, but this God is supposed to be more powerful than you. But that's something else. But so I want to talk about idols, and so you have to get out of your head as far as idols, as far as what the Bible was talking about. Yes, you don't want to worship something like a statue of an idol god, but an idol god can be anything that you're putting before God Almighty, our Father God. So going back to these organizations, whether it's the Freemasons, whether it's any of the Greek fraternities, whether there's any of the Greek sororities, if they're asking you to do something that contradicts the Bible as far as making commitments and demands on you, that either put you in competition, they're in competition with your loyalty. You either be loyal to them or you be loyal to God. You have to say, okay, if I choose them, am I making them my idol? Or am I idolizing them to the point that this is why I want to join, because I've always been watching them, I always seen them. Because I even watch videos of them on the yard and everything like that. And to me, it looks great. But like I said, I never was in college for 4 years to even put in my mind I want to pledge. But just seeing that seeing that togetherness of them and everything like that, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was great. But like I said, but you gotta look past that and see what's behind the closed door. What am I really pledging? What are their, is it God or the fraternity? So you gotta kind of look at it that way. And then the other idols is, a lot of people idolize either singers, actors, performers, entertainers, even just regular people on the internet, just because of the count number they have, how many people they got following them. Some people can idolize people in that same type of way. So if you're putting a person, any person, above God, or if you're choosing, this person might have a certain type of behavior, a certain, certain things they do, and are you putting your love for them or your obsession for them or how you feel for them, are you putting them before God? If you had to choose them or God, who would you choose? So you got to kind of ask yourself that, am I idolizing people when I shouldn't be idolizing people? There's nothing wrong with liking a person. There's nothing wrong with liking an individual to the point that you want to see them win. You're cheering for them. You're happy for them. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, are you making them your idol? Are they your whole world? Do you know everything about them and you spend more time finding out what's going on in their life than you are with the Bible? Then because you're replacing, like I said, once again, God is supposed to be the first in your life when it comes to everything. He's supposed to be first and everything else is supposed to come after that. So are they first? Do you know more about them than you do the Bible? And like I said, once again, I'm talking about Christians. If you're not a Christian, this conversation, you can listen in, I have no problem, but this more or less for a Christian, because there are certain expectations that our Father have of us as Christians, as the follower of Christ, as working in His kingdom and for His kingdom. Yes, and I also want to talk about that situation with Tiffany Haddish and Aries. I was hearing about the video. I never seen the video, but I watched the video myself the other night because I wanted to, not because, it's a child and I feel like a child should never be put in that position, but I wanted to see the video for myself to kind of see exactly what was going on. And I have, not with children, well, you know how you will watch a movie and they have like scenes in there. They might not be the greatest scenes where it's kind of have a sexual innuendo or a sexual tension, but it always feels like you're watching something. Like in the beginning of that particular video when Tiffany came downstairs holding the little boy, it felt like you're watching that. You're watching that on a screen or whatever. But when it got to the part where he was on the floor and they had him doing all these vulgar sexual things, at that point I felt like I was a voyeur. I felt like I'm looking through a window at somebody being, where I shouldn't be. Not that I was, it just felt different than just watching something, just watching the movie. It felt like I'm there watching this little boy. So it's just the way they shot the whole thing. It made you feel more of a, well, personally me, it made me feel more of a voyeur than someone watching something on a screen. I hope I don't know how to explain it other than that, but that's how it made me feel like I was a voyeur. And then when you get, because I didn't watch it just all the way through, I kind of skipped through it because like I said, I really didn't like the whole concept of putting a child in that situation or putting a child in that position. And then when you get to the last part, when he's in the tub, I guess it's the last part, but like I said, I was skipping. And he's in the tub, and then Aries get in the tub with him. And then the last part, the last part is when now she brings down the child with his clothes on, and she's asking him to watch the child again. Now this time they're showing the child watching the man. And so it's almost to say, because I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos where I was talking about, sometimes when people get molested, 3 things can happen. One, they can become quiet. They can see stuff going on and won't say anything. It's like I don't know if they're ashamed, they're scared or what, but it's like they can see other people being molested and won't say anything or won't do anything to help, won't call the police, even if they call the police anonymous, to kind of stop that child from going through that suffering. They're just stand on the sideline and let it happen. And then sometimes people who get molested, they become advocates. They're constantly speaking up about it because they don't want anyone to suffer like they suffer, because they understand the pain of going through something like that. And then the third type of person is the person that went through that, and now their mind is kind of conditioned to be that type of person. So from what I'm getting from that, the ending of that is now the boy is like the man. It's almost like they're seeing that it was consummated in the bathtub, and now he transitioned into the man, because now he's the one looking like, yeah, I'm at that level now where I'm no longer, well, he still would be a victim. I'm not saying this anything, I'm not saying you want to touch the little boy or anything like that. Just from the film itself and the information that I'm seeing, or the information that I'm getting in my head, is that first you see him innocently playing as a child and a grown man watching him. Then you see them in the bathtub together. It's almost like they consummated it. Now he's fully dressed with his clothes on, and he's looking at that. So like I said, it's like he's that victim that has been molested, and now he's growing up to turn into a molester. And so I don't understand how people keep trying to defend this by saying, oh, it's a money grab. Oh, no one ever touched them. They wasn't molested. You don't have to molest a person to molest a person. Just like you don't have to touch a person to abuse a person. There's mental abuse. And what they're doing, that's almost like soft porn with the child. Why would you put a child in a sexual position where he's on the floor, thriving on the floor? He has a toy and it's looking like he's, jay off and with the toy. Why would you put a child in a situation like that? What part of that is funny? And as adults, especially with Tiffany, what she wrote in her book, what happened to her when she was 13 years old, and you saying you didn't realize that you was being molested until you was 19. So I'm not sure your age now, or your age when you did this. At what point did you say, hey, this is funny? You trying to tell me you that shut off from the world that you don't know child molestation is wrong? So why would you put a child in a situation where they're being sexually victimized by the actions they're being told to do? Even if it's hard to fully explain that, but why would you take a child and put them in an adult situation? Let me put it that way. As an adult, why would you take a child, an innocent child, and put them in an adult situation that you think is funny? A child is not going to understand, even if it was funny, the child is not going to understand that type of humor because they are a child. And why, as an adult, would you look at that and be like, oh, this is funny? Why would you get an excitement off of watching a child and haha is laughing? No, it was a sexual pleasure that they was getting. Whoever was watching that, whoever thought, yeah, let's go ahead and make this into a video and watching that, at no point was it funny. Like I said, I felt like I was a voyeur watching that little boy on that film. And so, like I said, I just kind of went through it. I didn't sit there and watch the whole thing. I just kind of went through it to kind of get a, you know, bits and pieces of what was going on in the film, because I felt that was very disgusting. It was very tasteless, and it should have never happened. Because I don't know what conversation was had with the mother. Did she know? Did she not know? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not worried about the mother. I'm worried about the child. The mother is a grown woman. She can make whatever decision she wants to. But the child is beholden to the mother. He can't. And then whatever happened with the little girl, I'm not sure what happened with her when she was a minor. But at the same time, they're doing what adults telling them to do. Isn't that what we tell our kids? Listen to the adults. You know, who are they going to tell? If they're, like I said, I don't know if their mother knew what was going on and sent them there, knowing what was going to be filmed or what really happened. So I can't speak on that. You know, but just seeing what I'm seeing and what I'm speaking on, that was very disgusting, and that should have never happened. And a lot of times people make other people their idols. If you don't know these people. And so why would you trust them with your child and not be there? They say they're going to film, okay, I'll be there. Or have another adult that you trust with your child, that you know that you have an established relationship with, and you know you can leave your child with them. Just go ahead and make sure everything on the up and up. If they're filming, there should be some type of script that you can read and say, well, no, I don't want my child seeing that, because, you know, we don't talk like that in our house. So he could be in this film, but take that out. Oh, he got to be down on the ground doing this. Oh, I don't want him to be a part of that. Where was the script? Somebody should have signed off on the script before this film was made. So like I said, I don't know what was going on, but just speaking on the film itself and speaking what that little boy had to go through, he should have never experienced that. And this world is just so wicked. And like I said, I from what I was reading as far as the fraternity and sorority, and just looking at this film and everything like that, stop looking at these people as being, I don't care what title they have, I don't care how many followers they got, I don't care who they are, they're no better than you. So stop putting them, you're purposely putting yourself down here and putting them above you, when you should always have a higher esteem of yourself than anyone else. And then anyone higher than you should be God. That's it. You know, when God look down, he don't see stars. You know what I'm saying? He don't see superstars. He see human beings, and he look at their heart, and he judges them according to their heart. Not how many followers they have, not how many gold records or how many movies or what it is. He don't look at that. He look at their heart, and he judges everybody accordingly. He look at everyone as the same. So if we're truly, as Christians, if we're truly supposed to be like Jesus, we're supposed to look at everyone the same. Jesus humbled himself to wash the feet of his disciples. He didn't go around saying, do you know who I am? Do you know who my daddy is? No, he didn't do that. He was Jesus. He was on a mission. His mission was to save souls. His mission was to die for sin. His mission was, I'm going to treat everyone accordingly. I'm going to treat everyone equally. It says that in the Bible. So if we as Christians, the body of Christ, and we're working for the kingdom of God, our Father, then that's how we need to look at the world. There's no one above anyone unless you're God. That's the only one above you. That's the only one above anyone else. Stop making people your idol. Stop making people better. You know, oh, I like this person, but I don't like this person. But you know neither one of them. But you like this person because they're famous. And we need to stop.
They pick off the brightest, most talented, and they hunt them down to make them join those societies and join those fraternities and sororities. And those fraternities and sororities have their origin in Freemasonry. Every last one of them. Once they pledge, they just pledge to some deity god, and then they have their allegiance to that fraternity. No matter what they say about Christ, they allegiance to that fraternity. And when the elitists and the people in high positions want to do something, they pick from those people who already know how to keep secrets, who already have sold out, who already have made a blood covenant. Y'all don't want to talk about this. And this is the reason why no matter how good and talented and good you are, people like that don't get nowhere unless they go into one of these societies. So go study the Black Greek society and you'll find out why we're the way we are. Most of the preachers in this city are part of these societies. Most mega church preachers are part of these black fraternities. And this is called the Boule. The Boule is the black clan. They was put in place over blacks to keep blacks down. The white people chose those blacks, those educated, Morehouse, Howard College, Tuskegee type cats. They formed a fraternity under the Prince Hall Freemasons and came up with the Divine Nine, which is all of them alphas and kappas and betas and sigmas and psi phis and all that. And those are the ones that they keeping as gatekeepers over the black people. That's the reason why we can't rise. Jesse Jackson is a I think he's Sigma Phi, and he's a high degree Freemason. Al Sharp, the high degree Freemason. Name a black that's in a high position. Obama's a 33rd degree Freemason. Nobody knows these things, but when they want to do something, they pick out of that because they need somebody that's already in allegiance with the elitist goal to put over us. That's why we can't rise. Now, I know y'all didn't know that, and that's why I'm always in a debate with folk, because they don't study enough to know. They go off of face value. Why come all these black leaders and we ain't rose at all? We can't come up. Why? Because these people are part of, soon as somebody becomes effective, they kill them. If they can't buy them, they kill them. And buying them means they're going to let them in an exclusive club. Come in this club. Once he comes in that secret society, they'll make him rich and famous, but he'll be ineffective. Because what is Satan really purchasing? Oh, can we talk, y'all? Oh, if y'all can see what I'm trying to tell y'all. What is he really purchasing? No. He's not purchasing souls. He's not purchasing souls. Souls are the price. Souls are the cost. What he's purchasing is influence. He's purchasing influence. Anybody that has the ability to influence. That's why some of the greatest, that's why you see some of the richest people and the most famous people are comedians. Because comedians have the greatest ability to influence. A comedian could sit there and use humor. See, y'all think humor is humor, but humor, so much truth comes through comedians. That's why Satan has to get every comedian in line with him. That's why when a comedian get famous, he got to get a 2-3 movie deal. Got to get him a sitcom. They keep him in the industry and keep him controlled because he can stand there and release some truth that even though people are laughing, they'll receive the truth. That's why Satan controls comedians. Because they're the only ones that can stand there like I'm doing and talk to you and talk to your head. So he uses, that's why they got to be vulgar and nasty, causes them to be so degrading because they have an ability to influence. So he purchases influence by saying, take this deal. What did he give Christ? What did he try to offer him? Influence. I'll put you over the world. I'll put you over. All this will be under you. Everything you see. Influence. He's the purchaser of influence.
And I will also put information down at the bottom. Make sure you always check the description for additional information at the bottom. And I hope everyone is having a great day.